Welcome to
Early Years Weekly.
Ruby!
I knew you were going to do that.
Welcome
Why? It's my turn. Welcome to Early Years Weekly.
Welcome to Early Years Weekly. Welcome to Early Years Weekly episode number 5. The first story we want to talk about this week is all about development matters. There's been a great story in Nursery World this week, came out yesterday, from Julian Grenier, writing about his thoughts on the development matters and what he wants the new development matters to look like. Now, for those of you who don't know, Julian Grenier is going to be completely in charge of the rehaul of the development matters, and he's part of the team that's rehauling the EYFS. One of the interesting things that I took out of the article was that he talked a lot about the checklisting approach that's happening with development matters and how we want to move away from that. He wants to stop development in the early years being about just trying to move children just up to the next age band. And so he's talking a little bit about maybe them changing the approach of having age bands in the development matters. Could be a little bit interesting how you're going to be able to show someone what normal development is like without referencing different ages. Still lots to work to do on this, and we'll have to wait and see.
And I think that also an interesting point that was brought up is that he really wants to make it clear that reception is part of the EYFS and work on a kind of bottom-up approach and not, aim to meet these goals, but actually start with the early years and build from there. I thought that was nice.
It's good to see, I think, particularly because there's a lot of concerns, given that the early learning goals have already been set, that the EYFS curriculum and development matters was just going to end up being written with those in mind. So it's good to see that the leader, at least on this project, is thinking that we need a forward-thinking curriculum in the early years.
Oh no!
Right in the... That would have been... Are you filming?
Yeah!
So we've had a power cut, but that's not going to stop us bringing you the best of the early years news.
Hasn't stopped us before, won't stop us again. Early years news by candlelight.
So next up, the Christie & Co study into global workforce trends in early childhood education. Now, with thousands of providers being studied right across the world, this was a really, really interesting study to read about. Now, unsurprisingly, it came up yet again that the UK is really struggling with hiring well-qualified staff and retaining those. It said in the study actually that 67% of UK operators have difficulty with this workforce crisis. It mentioned the competition being generally from retail and leisure industries in particular, and I think that also feeds into the fact that the challenge that we face, that childcare is not as respected as it should be, anywhere near as respected, and we really need to kind of change that perception.
And I think also another thing the study highlights that kind of feeds off that is that they talked about how the funding, they looked at the funding in the different countries across the world, and while the UK offers the most amount of free hours to parents, they're actually the second lowest funding per child, which just goes to show the kind of lack of respect we have for this industry. I think the more and more we look into these stories, in my mind, there's this overarching topic, whether it's the recruitment, the funding, the issues that we're facing, it comes from the fact that, as a general rule, not enough is being done to highlight the amazing work that goes on in the early years. To finish up, it was the Nursery World Awards last week, and we just wanted to say congratulations to all the winners and nominees, and in particular to our customers Spring Bencham, who took home the Nursery of the Year awards. Congratulations to everyone involved.
Yeah, well done. And to our other customers that were nominees too. There were plenty of those. Well done to all of you.
That's it for this week. As you can see, nothing stops us from bringing you the early years news, and we will see you again next week. Don't forget to subscribe.
Thank you.